We had a school shooting at a middle school in Sparks this year. Sparks is not the kind of community that you associate with this kind of thing, although neither was Newtown the kind of community you associate with this sort of thing. But we had death in our middle school. We have had other instances of children bringing firearms to school. Unfortunately, they were discovered and nothing happened, but that certainly weighs on the minds of our church members who are teachers and who are parents. Then we have had I think it seems to me, I don't know the numbers, but at least anecdotally it feels like an upsurge of gun violence in the city, gang-related gun violence particularly. I think it's larger than anything about the West. There certainly is a tradition of gun ownership in the West, but there is not a tradition of this kind of crazy violence, the absurdity of school shootings and gang violence. That is not part of the Western tradition. I think that this is more a part of what we have been speaking of in this conference as an epidemic of violence in the United States, in our society today. We have collaborated with the ELCA advocates and with an organization called Religious Alliance in Nevada, which is an ecumenical advocacy group representing mainline and Roman Catholic denominations in advocating for background checks legislation, which we were successful in having the legislature pass background checks legislation this past year. Regrettably, the governor vetoed it, and we will be having an ongoing conversation with the governor, who is a good guy. We like the governor, and we cooperate with the governor, and we have a good relationship, and so we can have a continuing conversation on that. More broadly, we're working on the building of community. In Nevada, we have many people who are passing through or think that they're passing through, even though they've stayed a long time. And so the community bonds and the community supports are not there for people. There's a great deal of alienation and loneliness, which brings with it a certain disempowerment to affect the community around you and the quality of life for the place you live. And in disempowerment, there is despair, and in despair, a lot of bad things happen. We have double the national suicide rate. We lead the nation in the rate of suicides by senior citizens, leading the #2 state by double digits. We lead the nation per capita in women killed in acts of domestic violence. So that's not just the availability of guns. That's loneliness, that's despair, that's disconnection. And so we're working through community organizing methods of one-on-one groups, of one-on-one meetings, small group house meetings, and so on, to knit together people across ethnic, economic, racial, and political ideological lines, bringing people together who are liberals and conservatives, who are Catholics and Jews, all sorts of people who have nothing in common except that we all happen to occupy this same plot of earth at the same time. We are together, and so we're getting to know each other and getting to know each other personally, and finding out what each other's interests and hopes are, and finding ways we can work together to make it a better community for all of us. That shift in the community, I believe, has a potential effect on the rate of violence in our diocese.